I don't think you'll ever find. I don't believe it that you'll ever. I don't believe that there's a such thing as balance. True balance. I don't think that like, oh, this is, I think you're always just going to be constantly trying to perfect your schedule and perfect your life. You're going to constantly be just, okay, what can I do to make this easier here and here? And I think it's an ongoing thing.
Constant adjustments. I could agree with that. Look, I've gone down this road, especially before, just with different characters in that story. You know what I'm saying? Like balancing time, family, marriage, with travel expectations of living in Indochina. Like I've balanced a lot. It's just not and that's just one example, but this is okay. I'm by no means complaining, because I hold the power to change this all. I can make my life a lot easier, but it just won't be as fun.
Right.
And who wants that shit?
Yeah.
So, so this is what I prefer. This is what I choose.
That's cool. Okay. How do you feel? Like you said, this is like pretty new for you.
Newish.
All of this.
Yeah.
I mean, new-ish, because you were already kind of working. But now this is more you. This is more entrepreneurial kind of journey. Yes.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about all of this?
Good.
How are you even managing it? Because it fluctuates.
It fluctuates, yeah.
So, like, how are you handling that?
I got a couple of mantras that I always use, and they seem to be infectious amongst my friends. So I say ABCD, which is always be closing deals, or ABM, which means always be marketing. Now, this is just free game, but what I believe is that in those two paradigms, I should be working towards making business connections that are either going to be profitable or exploitive.
Yeah.
One of the two. And I mean exploitive in the right way, right? So that if I have those connections and make those relationships, those should be able to open doors. That's a deal to me. Opening a door is closing a deal. You close that one, you can move forward.
Right.
Marketing is making sure that your name sustains. Yeah. So whatever content that I do, albeit free, mutual, or paid, whatever content I do is supposed to handle itself in one of those two boxes. My responsibility is to make sure that it does. If it doesn't, then I failed.
Okay.
And this is where my mind operates.
Yeah.
Is what I'm doing good for me? Is what I'm doing good for the brand? If it is not, I will pass.
Right.
And because I have a very meticulous approach to this, I don't feel. And maybe that's a small problem.
You don't feel.
I don't feel.
What does this mean?
I think I don't feel.
Duh.
Why?
Why
or how? Because there's two different answers.
How are you not feeling? How are you not feeling? There are all of these, because you're thinking a lot of different things that will bring you into situations where you might evoke some sort of emotion. Or how are you not feeling? Are you just shutting this off? Or what?
That might be it. I think that was probably some conditioning and programming in that, just based on a lot of other stuff back then. However, in business, my opinion, in business, and I don't mean the journey through it, I mean just the practicalities of it. If I had a store and I sold one piece of candy, I shouldn't be doing backflips. Does that make sense? Like, it's just, that's all I'm saying. Like, we should be able to have some milestone estimation of where we want to be. Now, believe me, I've taken a moment and said, wow, I actually did that. I have. I just didn't do it for long, right? I've probably celebrated for as long as I've cried on certain things. Like, all right, cool, I'm gonna give you 5 minutes, and after that, we gotta get back on some gangster shit.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying? So, but we can take a moment. I don't live in it, though.
Yeah.
I've accepted that milestone for what it was. When we first started this, I had a whole different reason for why I kept it going. And that was, almost a slightly dark reason in terms of the need in my head to start this thing. But when it was, in my opinion, a milestone, meaning that I got through a whole season of it with content that was valuable.
That's great.
With decent feedback from those who, were in it as well as who heard it. I said, well, there's an opportunity here for me to keep this going. Because it wasn't about, how much does it cost? Or what does it? No, I wasn't even in the studio. Like, I didn't have this. Like, it was just trying to establish what this thing would be.
Right.
And then around season 2, the why changed. Because now there's an opportunity for me to help people in ways that I said I could, that no one believed, but now there's proof.
Right.
And so it was a journey of establishment. Because there's an end goal for the podcast, and there's an end goal for me as a business brand, as an LLC. But it was an establishment of that, and I think that was the first season in itself. And that doesn't allow for me to feel too much other than milestone met.
Okay.
Right. Next milestone is, okay, now we do that.
Okay.
I'm happy. I'm happy with what I do. I'm confident, and I really am appreciative. But I don't feel like it's really with me and my friends
It
are
sounds like you
executing.
totally are. You do feel.
Okay.
I feel like I've seen you feeling. I mean, I feel like I've seen some feelings happen.
You
over
saw
some few
feelings,
times,
but that wasn't business.
But not as it pertains to business. So I
Okay.
understand. Just but yeah, okay. Because when you say you don't feel, I'm thinking, oh, like as a whole, you're just not feeling.
Oh, I apologize. I didn't mean it like that.
No,
okay.
mean, it's fine. I've just been meeting a few people that are just like telling me that they just don't feel at all, and they
okay.
shut off emotions, and I'm like, what is that?
Got you.
But in business, I understand. There really is no room for. Is there room for feelings? Is there even time for feelings?
I
Maybe
think
a
in
moment.
business there's no room for feelings, but in entrepreneurship there should be though.
Yeah.
Because that's healthy. Because entrepreneurship is a hard job. You could be a salesperson for a business and maybe you don't have time to feel because you're working for someone else. An entrepreneur, in my opinion, for the health of that person should always take a moment to understand that they have hit what they said they would do.
Yeah.
But also know that you said you were going to do something down line too.
That's right.
So we can't just be here. We can't just be like, yo, I sold 50,000. That's cool. But if you made another album, are you going to sell 50,000 or 100,000? Like, what are we going to do?
What else?
What else? Right. So that's it. My own personal way that I handle my life. I do think more than I feel, but I damn sure feel.
Okay.
No, that comes out. Used to not, but now, no, I can't. I just am very selective of who I show that to.
Yeah.
But
I get that.
but other than that, no, you're gonna get it. If you're one to have it, like if I want you to have it, you'll feel it.
Oh my
You'll see it.
gosh, I love feeling feelings.
Feeling feelings.
I love feeling all the feelings. It took me so much time to like separate my feelings from business. Like, and I'm still working through it, to not have so many emotions invested in business, when, I've worked with a lot of cool people on cool projects that have never come out.
Yeah.
And so I'm like,
shit.
damn, man. And so I remember always feeling a way like, damn, nobody's ever going to know that I was kicking it with in his mansion. Nobody's ever going to know. But I had to like let go of those kind of like feelings. It's like, okay, it's just business. That's just what it is. Sometimes the execution isn't right. Sometimes, projects just don't follow through.
Sometimes the people ain't right.
Sometimes the people, I've had a mixture of both. Like sometimes the people weren't right and it fell through. Sometimes, the strategy was bad and there was no like execution. Everybody kind of plans and oh my gosh, it was you that I saw that. Like I think it was you that made a post that was like, how you need to act quickly. You make the plan and execute.
Yeah, that was me.
It's so true. Because the longer you wait, it's like, the longer you just kind of like, you're just procrastinating really, but it's so true because every project that I've like been a part of that where it's just like, oh, we're going to do it next week. We're going to try week, blah, blah, blah. And then it falls off, so, it took me a long time to kind of just like separate my emotions from things because I was just like, I thought we were this and I thought this was going to, I had all these expectations. But over the years, I've really learned to just like hold no expectations at all and just like accept people for who they are, accept the situations for what they are, and just pull what I can from each situation positive.
Is this good, bad, or healthy? And what I mean by that is good means that this is something good that you would recommend for everybody. Bad/sad, meaning that it's unfortunate that we are where we are right here. Or is it healthy, being that it's a good mindset that will be sustainable? Good, bad, or healthy?
I think it's healthy. I don't really believe in good or bad.
You feel just like me. Okay.
I don't really believe in like good or bad. I think that's all like subjective, I just think it's healthy. What part are you talking about? To hold no expectations in people? Yeah, I think that's a healthy way to go about things. Also, like when you come in with expectations, you're almost always setting yourself up for disappointment. Because you have this idea in your mind of what the person may be, what the situation might be. I used to really have these delusions. I would think of like grandiose things like in situations like, for example, when I worked with a big rapper guy, insert rapper name. Yeah.
Insert little or big underline there because they're all named the same.
Little something.
Little LIL or BIG, whatever.
Well, when I worked with a rapper and it didn't fall through, like it hurt because I had all of these expectations on what it would do for me and my brand and how But I should have just went in with no expectations and just been ready for the experience and excited for, just everything that I learned because I pulled so much from that whole situation. First of all, I was in a mansion for the first time. I had never even had that experience before. I got to see behind the scenes on like what rappers really feel like and act like with all of this money. And it was sad. It was really sad, and so it just gave me a whole different perspective on like living, just like being rich, being wealthy, like what do those things mean? Like what am I really seeking out of life? Can
I ask you for context, what was your part that you played in working with this person?
Oh, I was helping them with a product. So they had my product and it was like product placement in their production that they were trying to film. They were filming a video, which was supposed to be like a mini movie. Yeah. And so my products were in it and I was helping with kind of like designing people, getting people together. I created a little team to help me with it. And it was just kind of like, what would the title be? Like a production
manager or production assistant,
designer. I don't know. And so they were using a lot of my product in it, and they were just taking ideas from me, and it was great. It didn't fall through, but if I would have just went in and been like excited for the, just excited about all of the new things, I would have really been able to appreciate the moment more, I think, if I would have went in with no expectations and just like, damn, I get to do this for a living. I get to do this.
Okay. Second question for context. Was there a budget allocated for you to be there?
Yes.
Okay.
That was another part that was the dopest shit ever. What? First of all, that was the dopest shit ever. So I had a budget and it was like for food, for clothes, for everything, whatever we needed. It was pretty much like, okay, here it is. I guess that was the part that was so crushing of just like, damn, y'all get to see all of this amazing stuff that I put together. I didn't even know I had this inside of me. But I learned that I do have that inside of me. And so now I took it and now I've incorporated it with my brand and helped my brand grow with a lot of the things that I learned from this whole project. So
sure.
Yeah, no expectations. That's what I feel.
This is a very interesting topic, right? Because I agree with you. Mm-hmm. I think it's healthy to not have expectations. I feel though it is sad that I have come to this conclusion.
Yeah.
Because I used to have such a doughy-eyed, just, are we doing what? I'll be there. Oh, what time do we start? 3? I will be there at 2. I'll be in the parking lot at 2, texting my friends on a Primeco or Motorola Razr because we're talking about that era. We're talking about that era, right? Just, you won't believe. You know how long it takes? You won't believe. That's just you won't believe. Where I am.
You had to press a number like 3 times to get to the C. You had to press times.
Yeah. So I'm doing that, and I'm like, wow, this is like amazing to me that I'm along the journey, right? This is a very similar thing. Just my little short story about it, at least one of them, is that I believe that there was instances that took advantage of my ambition a lot more than they took care of me, because they would say that there's no budget, or they would say this is a good opportunity. You know how that shit goes. To say, well, this is a really good opportunity, man. You can, you can use this to parlay yourself on da-da-da-da. Now, I say that because that didn't jade me, it broke me in terms of that broke off a little piece of me. I wasn't, sitting in the corner crying about it, but it broke off a little chunk of that luster thing that you have in your eyes, because I don't feel that way anymore. So now we're just going to do the thing. Now I'm incredibly talented and I can, whatever it is you want me to deliver, I'm sure I'm going to deliver it. Yeah. But if you're looking at me to be like, oh my God, I don't feel.
Oh, see, that's the part that don't lose that though.
Oh, no, it's gone.
No,
what I have now, like, and my partner would tell you, like, Buck, Like we just dropped his project. It's not about fit. Now I was incredibly enthused in the studio making it.
Yeah.
Because I dreamed about it.
Ooh,
that is the last time that I've been very, very excited. Like I woke up and I said, we're going to do it this way. And I came from one event. I was with my photographer. Shout out to Trent Atkins. I was with my photographer. We went ahead and did the champions meet and greet where champion Reggie Johnson, champion Evander Holyfield were there.
Tight.
And we are just handling all this business, right? Did that great time, right? We'll release those episodes later. I was more excited about what was going to happen at 2 o'clock than what happened at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
You know, and I am into boxing.
Yeah.
And to have a legend tell me, he said, you know, you're a boxing guy. My heart went.
Yeah.
I was like, really? You think so? You know, like you know what I'm saying? Small moments, though.
Yeah.
But that's me producing something for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For someone to contract me and say, okay, let's do the thing. And even the one we did in the afternoon was me producing something for me, but it had a lot to do with him.
Yeah.
To create the art always excites me.
Yeah.
But depending on the nature of the interaction of the person that's booking me, I might not be too over the moon about it.
Yeah.
We're going to get it done. But it's not going to be a, now I'll do that on the phone with the people that we're rallying for it.